Welcome back to the Blissful Badger. If you've been following for the last couple of months, you'll see I've gone to a swap meet every 3 months. One of the local game shops does a quarterly swap meet, and I really enjoy seeing what I can find. This time, I found some really good deals. Let's take a look at them. First off, I was able to find an Astra Militarum Valkyrie. Already built and primed. The only problems are he's missing a head. I don't have a cockpit here. And really, that's it. Yep, other than not having a cockpit or the pilot's head, it is a Valkyrie, fully built. Since I don't actually have an Astra Militarum GW army, my plan is to actually orcify this. My orcs have decided that this is going to be a looted vehicle. So instead of just painting it up and putting a new pilot's head on there, I'm going to put a whole bunch of extra bits, find a way to make it so that an orc is driving it, and it's going into my orc army. Next up, I was able to find a nearly complete, plus a few extra bits, Tyrannid Tyrannifex. I could also build it as a Tervagon, but I have 2 of each, and I would rather build a third Tyrannifex. If I understand correctly, this spot right here is missing some hooves. I think. If that's the only thing missing, that's not horrible. It has all of the torso bits, and the hip, and the legs. All sorts of weapon options. And a few random little pieces in the bottom. Not a war game, but a tabletop board game. Firefly the game, still in shrink wrap. I've wanted to play this for a long while. It's one of my favorite TV shows of all time. And to get the whole box brand new, it was only $10. So I couldn't pass that up. And I can't wait to find a crew and find a job and keep flying. Another good thing about this game, even if I don't have an opponent, I can play this with one player. So at some point soon, I'm going to open this and see how it goes. Hopefully I'll have someone to play with. But even if I don't, it's possible to play one player. I always love board games like that. And then we come to one of the largest finds that I was excited about. This Star Wars Legion lot. Now, the starter set alone usually costs about $100, depending on where you're going. And here, it has even more. And it was a lot less expensive than that. So, to go along with the starter sets I already had, I figured a few more units of stormtroopers and rebel soldiers would be good. It didn't bother me to already have a Darth Vader and a Luke. They're cool models. I may or may not use them. But this also had Imperial Specialists, still new in box. I actually opened the tape on these. All the cards, models still in the bags, bases. Again, just this was about the cost of what I paid for this whole box. And it had an Inferno Squad, new in box. It had a T-47 Airspeeder in the box. And it had the card. And then the, what is it, the TX225 Gavu, whatever, Occupier. Like, this is cool. And the card. That's the only reason I knew what it was called. And then Fleet Troopers. And Snow Troopers. And Death Troopers. And Commandos. And then to top it all off, Boba Fett. So all of this added to my two starters, I'm going to have quite a few options. Now I just need to get them all painted so I can actually play a couple of games. But this was an amazing find. Swap meets are amazing, especially when people are willing to sell them at a reasonable price. And then, if that wasn't enough new models added to my collection, I found this. A brand new, still in shrink, Heresy Age of Darkness box. No, I've only made 6 of my Death Guard so far, and now I have another 2,000 points worth added to the collection. But I couldn't pass this deal up. This brand new in shrink box was less than half retail. Somehow I have 2 Spartans for Heresy before I own a single Land Raider for 40k. That is just wild. 130 new models added to my pile. No regrets whatsoever, having so many more options. It also makes me look forward to the kit bashing, learning new games, and playing tabletop. Now the question lies, which project do I work on next? And last of all, I found some dice. I managed to pick up 3 Magic the Gathering dice that I didn't already have in my collection, including From the Vault's Slivers and the Arena of the Planeswalkers D20. I picked up a cool dodecahedron that has tentacles and such, and a few other random d10s and a d20. Overall, a really productive swap meet. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. That's just an amazing haul, and I'm going to have a lot of fun working on all these wargaming models. The Star Wars Legion and Horus Heresy and 40K. There's a lot of stuff here, and I can't wait to start working on them. So, in the comments below, let me know which one you're most interested in, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we'll get a video on it. Subscribe if you haven't so that you don't miss any future videos. I also want to thank my patrons and supporters for making these videos possible. And until next time, I hope you find your bit of bliss.